Wherever you go, I follow. I have no face or form. You can see me, but cannot touch me. A shadow. It is a daily reminder that the world we inhabit is defined by light, stretching across three-dimensional forms to create deep physical space. But the moment we pick up a pencil and try to trap that rich physical world on a flat piece of paper, we face a barrier. Our initial drawings often appear stiff and hollow. The objects look weightless, effectively dead. This struggle is older than modern art. Centuries ago, the ancient Indian text, the Vishnu Dharmottara Purana, established a specific framework to solve this, introducing the foundational concept of the 6 limbs of art. These ancient principles, particularly the concept of rupa bheda, require an artist to understand the specific properties of appearance. To achieve true art, you have to master proportion, aesthetics, and even the underlying emotion of the subject. So how do we reach that standard? How do artists use basic, everyday tools to bridge the gap between a flat shape and a living, breathing object? The first step to reviving a dead object happens with your eyes. You can only draw the life of something after you have truly seen its physical reality through active observation. To break your visual habits, try a continuous line drawing without lifting your pencil. You can also practice deconstruction, drawing the distinct parts separately. This reveals how individual sections interlock, showing the object's true proportions. Shifting your perspective is also essential. Viewing and drawing the exact same object from 3 completely different angles reveals how its volume actually occupies the space around it. These exercises retrain your mind. They force you to abandon generic symbols and start documenting the nuances of physical reality. Once you have an accurate shape, you need to provide it with volume. Light and shade are the primary tools used to convert a 2-dimensional outline into a volumetric form. Look at the smooth transitions on this picture. By varying pencil pressure, rhythmic strokes build gradients from bright highlights into dark tones. Mapping the light source also maps cast shadows underneath, anchoring objects to the surface. These same shading principles define complex, overlapping textures. In this sketch, you can see how precise pencil work defines the individual panels of the soccer ball and the soft folds in the fabric of the shoes. Strategic shading tethers a floating idea to a solid physical floor, providing the viewer with a convincing sense of mass and gravity. In a still life, the artist acts as a curator, arranging inanimate objects like this jug and vase to establish a specific visual narrative. The modern Indian artist Amrita Shergill masterfully applied this type of study. She spent her life observing the conditions of common people, and that deep empathy translated into her rich depictions of everyday objects. In Shergill's painting, look at the spatial relationship between the jug, bowl, and eggs. Overlapping their borders creates an immediate sense of connection and depth. To expand that space even further, artists use perspective. By tracking the straight lines and sharp angles of surrounding architecture back to a vanishing point on the horizon, you trick the eye into perceiving deep, 3-dimensional space. By combining arrangement and perspective, the artist constructs a stage where entirely silent objects can communicate with the viewer. Beyond the illusion of depth, an artist can also create the illusion of time. You can make a perfectly shaded, static object appear to move. This is achieved through the mechanics of a flipbook. You start with a basic drawing on the final page of a notebook and carefully trace it onto the preceding page. The critical step is the incremental change. With each new traced page, you shift the position of the object slightly. Over a sequence of drawings, you are manually documenting its location across time. When the pages are rapidly flipped, the brain blends the sequence of images together. You are perceiving fluid, continuous motion. Mastering the physics of light, the mathematics of perspective, and the mechanics of motion turns the page into a window. By translating these physical properties into pencil strokes, you are doing exactly what the ancient masters pursued, using observation to give inanimate subjects a presence that feels genuinely alive.